In the previous video, we learned about intersectional environmentalism and how COVID-19 has affected our communities. In this video, we'll be learning about COVID-19 and plastic waste, as well as ways that we can be sustainable during this pandemic. First, it's important to acknowledge that the plastic waste being made from this pandemic, such as face masks, gloves, PPE, and individually packaged foods, is necessary in order to avoid contamination from the virus. During the COVID-19 pandemic, about 129 billion face masks and 65 billion gloves per month are used all around the world. These are typically not recyclable because the material is too thin and it is also contaminated. As a result, there has been an increase of plastic pollution in the ocean. This is a problem for both sea life and people. For example, gloves, like plastic bags, can appear to be jellyfish or other types of foods for sea turtles. The straps on masks can tangle animals. Also, larger pieces of plastic break up into smaller pieces that birds, turtles, and fish mistake for food. These microplastics cannot be digested or broken down by their stomachs, which can cause them to starve. People living in sea villages mainly eat fish because their main source of food is from the sea. These fish are often filled with microplastics, which can cause them to get sick. The fish we eat from the grocery store shares the same ocean that has microplastics in them. As a global community, there are things that we can do to reduce our plastic usage during this pandemic. Number 1, speak up and share information with our friends, families, and representatives. Number 2, recycle only clean and dry items to avoid contamination, because when the recycling bin is contaminated with things such as liquids, dirt, or food, the whole recycling bin is then thrown into the landfill. Make sure to put your PPE in the landfill and cut off the strings of your disposable mask so that animals do not get tangled up in it. Number 3, when ordering products online, ask if there is a plastic-free packaging option. Number 4, buy a larger bottle of hand sanitizer to refill your pocket-sized hand sanitizer instead of buying multiple new ones at the store. Number 5, use a reusable face mask and carry an extra one in your backpack or car or purse in case you forget your reusable face mask or if your first one becomes contaminated or dirty somehow. That way you are using less material and you don't have to use a single-use face mask. Individual change is impactful, but overall, businesses could invest in using more sustainable materials to make single-use products instead of plastic. For example, instead of plastic containers for takeout, businesses could invest in compostable containers made out of plant material instead of plastic. Compostable containers can decompose unlike traditional plastics. Governments can also make a larger impact too by passing laws that limit the use of plastic, such as the Microbead Free Waters Act in 2015, which bans the manufacturing, packaging, and distribution of rinse-off cosmetics containing plastic microbeads. Overall, there are many forms of plastic pollution. Plastic can also end up in our landfills where waste management workers are exposed to the virus that is left on things like PPE. The most important thing we can do right now to prevent plastic pollution is to stay home, stay safe, and get vaccinated when we can so this pandemic can end. For teachers and educators, I've created worksheets and compiled resources that explore more systemic solutions. Thanks for watching.